What's up, fifth grade? What's up? What's up? Welcome to day number 3 of our comprehension reading. Woo, woo, woo. Last time we read a little bit of the Satchel Paige story. Today we are going to finish it up. We have less pages to read today than we did yesterday, so hopefully we can breeze right through this. We're going to read the rest of the story for this week, and then we are going to go over some of these kind of how we call higher order thinking questions to help guide your understanding of our story, Satchel Paige. So where we left off, it explained to us that Satchel Paige was a really good pitcher. He was a pitcher. He'd be the one to try to strike out the batters. He wasn't a hitter. I mean, he may have hit, but he was mainly known for his throwing. He could pitch all kinds of balls, pitches of really weird names like the B-ball, the havoc ball. He had his own style. He would play it again in the Negro leagues instead of being integrated with whites and blacks. It was just him with other African American players. He still got paid, but as it said, the conditions that he was in weren't the best. They played more games, they didn't get paid as much, and a lot of times because of them being African Americans at the time, they were refused a lot of what we would just consider normalities. So hotels, restaurants, and that's really sad and really messed up. But he still got to play the game that he loved. Where we left off in the story, he was just talking about how he wanted to go up against an old rival, Josh Gibson, the one that could hit a ball so hard that by the time it would land, it would be sometime in the next week. So we're going to see that game play out. It was September 10th, 1942, the second game of the Negro World Series. Satch's team, the Kansas City Monarchs, was in a heated best-of-7 matchup against the Homestead Grays, led by Josh Gibson. Toward the end of the game, Satch decided to raise the stakes. With 2 outs in the inning and 1 man on base, he walked 2 players so the bases could be loaded. So that way the 2 bases would be loaded when Josh Gibson came up to bat. He would say, "Someday we'll meet up and we'll see who's the best." That rang in Satchel's ears over and over as he prepared to face the man who would now determine the fate of his team and Satch's reputation. Satchel called to Josh. "Remember back when we were playing with the Crawfords and you said you was the best hitter in the world and I was the best pitcher?" "Yeah, I remember," Josh called back. "Well, now we're going to see what's what," Satch said. With a ball in hand and a grin on his face, Satch told Josh, "I'm going to throw a fastball. Let her high. Strike 1. Josh shook his head, tightened his grip on the bat, and resumed his position as he tried to stare into Satchel's eyes. But Satch stared straight ahead at Josh's knees. His coach back at Mount Meag School had always told him, "Look at the knees, Satch. Every weakness a batter has, you can spot in the knees." "Now I'm going to throw this one a little faster, belt high," Satch said during the wind-up. "Strike 2. In a typical Satch style, he called in a mocking voice, "Now I got you 0-2, and I'm supposed to knock you down. But instead, I'm going to throw a P at your knee." Strike 3. Josh never moved the bat. Satch slowly exhaled the breath he had been holding since the windup. It was over. He had done exactly what he came to do. "Nobody hits Satchel Paige's fastball," he said through a smile as bright as the sun, "and nobody ever will." That is the story. So I always thought it was neat when reading this previously and before, when I would read this to my other students, that he meets this rival, and this rival is so well known for hitting, and he doesn't even move his bat. That's how good Satchel was, one of the best hitters in the NLL at the time, and he didn't even try to hit Satchel's fastball. I feel like Satchel really was a legend. So I'm going to move on in our comprehension skills, and if I can find the page quickly. All right, so the comprehension. Facts and opinions come into the story quite a bit. Now, the facts, in my eyes, are more going to be given to you when the narrator is talking. So when the narrator is giving you all of the facts about what's happening and exactly how it happened, those are facts. However, the narrator does start talking more about opinions at a certain point. So when someone would say Satch had a very, you could say, cool style of pitching, that's an opinion. Someone may not like Satch's cool style, may not think it's cool at all, but What happened to Gibson that day? It is a fact that Gibson did strike out against Satchel Paige, but we can put an opinion in there and say that, oh, Gibson never stood a chance. That's an opinion, because what if Gibson were really close to hitting that fastball? Someone else could think that, but did he strike out? That's a fact. That is 100% a fact. It's documented, meaning someone wrote it down. It's in a record book somewhere. Now, your assignment. I'm going to put a couple of questions that are going to be comprehension based from the story. They're going to be, of course, about what is happening in the story to make sure that you guys are understanding the story and can answer questions relating to what happens. So, that concludes day 3. I hope we're having a great day out there, and I will see you guys in the next video.